Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So we have a bit more information, a bit more of a backstory about the transgender basketball player over in Canada whose team is refusing to play against a Christian college. 13 members of this person's team all signed a letter saying that they feel unsafe, that this person is being targeted, this person has been subjected to fouls, to acts of aggression that are outside of, the realm of simply playing basketball. It's been alleged that the Christian college's team is targeting this person for being trans. And all of this took place a couple of months ago, in October last year. And this transgender basketball player, this male basketball player, was even named Player of the Year. So I reacted to an Instagram video that this person did, claiming victimhood.
However, it soon became evident that CBC's tactic had shifted to simply trying to injure me. Coming out of halftime, our 14-point lead was starting to grow, and unsurprisingly, CBC started to get even dirtier. In the unsporting foul, you can see here, I get two-hand chucked to the ground by number 13 without a play on the ball in sight. Then, head coach Taylor Claggett can be seen applauding in support. Sadly, situations like these are nothing new to me. Throughout my entire playing career, I've been outed and attacked by everyone from players to coaches to fans. They try to invalidate my achievements, from Player of the Year to National MVP, claiming she only won that because she's trans.
So the transgender player goes by the name Harriette Mackenzie. Mackenzie played a clip of the coach who clapped 3 times while her team were playing. And that's supposed to be an example of this coach essentially inciting violence. So this is the Columbia Bible College that has been subjected to all of these allegations and is now having a team refuse to play against them. So this is SJSU in reverse. Over here in the US, we had female players from about 5 different schools refused to play against SJSU because SJSU had a male volleyball player on its roster. So these women, they refused to play to preserve the integrity of women's volleyball, to preserve their safety, and to stand up for fairness in women's sports. But over in British Columbia, over in Canada, we have a team with a male player that are claiming that they're the ones who feel unsafe, even though they're a team with a male player participating in a women's basketball division. And despite the fact that all evidence shows that women, females, are the ones likely to be injured when playing against males. That's just fact. But yet they're the ones claiming to feel unsafe. The thing that's unsafe, in my opinion, is nothing more than their feelings. So it's the Vancouver Island University, VIU, or the Mariners, who are the ones who have a transgender player on their roster. They abruptly boycotted 2 CBC home games this weekend just gone, in honour of prioritising safety and inclusion. They publicly appealed the Canadian Collegiate Athletics Association and its Pacific Western Athletics Association member to not penalise them over the forfeiture. So it is regarded as a forfeit, and automatically the other team wins as far as I'm aware. But they didn't want to be penalised. So Harriette Mackenzie, a 6'2" male who identifies as a transgender woman, made the claims in a viral video posted to social media. Mackenzie, again, who was male, has shattered several women's basketball records while playing on a women's team. So VIU wrote in a statement the following: in response, and after carefully considering the concerns raised by our student athletes and coaching staff, the VIU Mariners women's basketball team will not participate in the upcoming regular season games scheduled this weekend against CBC. VIU has formally requested an exemption from these games without penalty, given the ongoing investigation and the sensitive nature of the situation. And in response, CBC broke their silence in a written statement signed by their players this week. So the CBC statement said, Coach Claggett has repeatedly shown respect for all athletes from many backgrounds throughout her career as a youth and college coach. We have the privilege of interacting with Coach Claggett on a daily basis and know that the concerns she has voiced are rooted in a care for safety of her team. The attack on Coach Cleggett's character and the character of our team over the past 3 months has been based on misinformation and one side of a complicated scenario. So refusing to play would usually be counted as a forfeit. However, the Pac West decided to simply postpone those games for the time being, something that Columbia Bible College said represents a double standard. You notice over here, the teams who boycotted against SJSU had to take it as a loss. Some teams even boycotted twice, so therefore had to take 2 losses for refusing to compete against a team with a male player. But in this case, when the team with the male player forfeits, it's just postponed. They don't have to take it as a loss. Funny that. And that does sound like a double standard. Because if it was the Bible College who refused to play, which I would wholeheartedly support, of course, guarantee you it would be a forfeit and it would be a loss. And they would have to face the consequences. In the past, when a team has refused to participate and travel to a scheduled game, they have received 0 points in the classification. By postponing the games this weekend, Pac West has contradicted the standard operating procedure. There has been no clear rationale provided to our team to justify this departure from normal procedures, the statement read. To me, that's very disheartening. That once again we're seeing certain people being given preferential treatment, we're seeing a double standard, we're seeing people's wants and desires put over the rights of others. Why not just apply the normal procedure? Why has it now been turned around? The team should be treated like any other team that refuses to play. So in 2023, the 6'2" Mackenzie was the MVP of Nationals and was Pac West Player of the Year, both for basketball and across all sports. Mackenzie was a CCAA All-Canadian and a first-team Pac West All-Star. Harriette Mackenzie has also been coined the record breaker by Mount Royal Cougar Athletics for breaking the most single-season total rebounds, offensive rebounds, rebounds per game, free throws, playoff points, and double-doubles. But hey, apparently if you transition before puberty, there are no advantages. And even if you transition post-puberty, there are still no advantages. And that's their story and they're sticking to it. In fact, this person claims to be at a disadvantage to the female athletes.
Many attribute my success not to hard work and dedication, but to the fact that I am a trans woman. These people don't know my story, and they don't care to. They don't care that I began my transition in kindergarten, never having undergone a male puberty. They don't care that my testosterone levels are 1/10 that of a cis woman due to the absence of reproductive organs, placing me at a significant competitive disadvantage.
It just so happens that this male athlete is breaking all these records. Mackenzie led the rookie season too. According to the ComMox Valley record, Mackenzie played 11 points and 5 rebounds in 14 minutes of play in a November 4 road win, which was 63-54, over Camosun College, responding well in the next 2 games with 28 points and 18 rebounds in 18 minutes of play in an 87-44 win. November 12 over last year's Pac West provincial champs, Okanagan College. November 18, Mackenzie had a huge game at home, a battle for first place against Douglas College. Mackenzie was block shy of a triple-double, leading VIU to a 21-point win. Drea Humphrey, reporting this, goes on to say, if Mackenzie was bullied during this past game, that's not okay. Absolutely, I agree. But pretending a 6'2" biological male who identifies as a female, no matter when they began to transition, has no advantage over their female competitors is not okay. News outlets covering this story and omitting how much Mackenzie has been dominating over female competitors is also not okay. Very well written there. And not only that, Mackenzie is claiming to be at a disadvantage. As if your body stops producing testosterone. The body still produces testosterone, even when you're on blockers and all of this other stuff. But we also know that the differences between men and women, between male and females, are a lot more than just hormones, are a lot more than just testosterone levels.
Who went through the puberty blockers and takes estrogen, has been doing that since elementary school.
Again, if we defer to the studies, and I sent several to your producers, which maybe they can put on the homepage, they show that even on puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones, the decrease in physical performance is, quote, trivial. That's what the data says. And to give you an example, if you look at a biological male, transgender female, with grip strength, in conjunction with a biological female transgender male, okay, so both of them are on blockers and cross-sex hormones. The transgender female, the biological male's grip strength, was 17% greater than the female on testosterone and puberty blockers.
Being on medication post or pre-puberty doesn't make that person the same as the female athletes. So in the other video, you saw the clip, this person falling to the ground. And even in their statement, they said videos and letters posted by members of the VIU women's basketball team over the past 3 months have directly violated multiple rules stated in Article 17.2 of the manual. Various posts have included personal attacks, defamatory comments, lack of respect towards the Pac West, and led to comments that incite to violence and or hatred directed at our coach, Article 17.2. Any and all allegations made by VIU players regarding our team and coach should have been directly communicated to Pac West officials alone. They should not have been uploaded publicly to social media. And again, when certain groups break the rules, it's overlooked. We saw that with SJSU, where it was alleged that this trans player, on that team, broke rules, but was not given the same treatment that the female players would have been given if they had broken the same rules. Rebel News uncovered multiple clips of the female players falling to the ground. So Drea got hold of the following, this footage here, and I'll let you be the judge. There are multiple clips of female players also receiving what you could call fouls or being on the receiving end of someone who appears to have the ability to knock them to the ground. And of course, it does happen in female basketball games. We've seen plenty of examples of that. I mean, there's people using Caitlin Clark as an example. She has been subjected to a lot of aggression on the court by her opponents. So it does happen in women's basketball. However, we are talking about somebody who is male, playing in a women's competition. So how can we say that's the same thing? It isn't. Males have been proven, without a shadow of a doubt, to have stronger bodies than females. Sometimes the science goes against your ideology. Sometimes the science is inconvenient. But that doesn't mean that we throw away the science and decide to ignore it and apply feelings instead. That is unacceptable.
My teammates and I played some great basketball and ended up winning by 12 points. After the game, I went home with my family, but the opposing team's head coach, Taylor Claggett, cornered one of our athletic staff and went on a tirade about how I shouldn't be allowed to play.
So remember, Mackenzie accused Taylor Claggett of going on a tirade about transgender athletes being allowed to play sports, when really what we're talking about are male athletes competing in women's competitions. It turns out that it was simply a conversation with a representative of the Mariners athletics department. Taylor sought guidance on the safety of her athletes, especially when competing against a 6'2" transgender athlete. So it is VIU who are claiming to be the ones who feel unsafe, and they're also claiming that the coach went against the coach's code of ethics. Apparently cheering on her team went against that. To date, the VIU Mariners are leading the Pac West standings having lost only once in 12 games this season. And if you say it's because they have a male player on the team, that is bigotry. But the science that people claim to love and people claim to apply says otherwise. So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Like, comment and subscribe. Take care of yourselves, and God willing, I will see you in the next video.